Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to go through some monthly samples that I've been making. And what I'm doing is I'm releasing them every month around the 20th or so. And month by month, I'm making 50 samples. And the whole point is they're going to be exclusive only to subscription on my Gumroad. But then they're a bit more sound designy than other packs I've made. So yes, the idea is you could use them within techno or hard techno, but you can use them for anything really. They do have a 4/4 backbone mostly, but I'm going to run through them so you get an insight to what's inside. And what happens is every month they'll refresh and you can go from there. So there's a link below for the Gumroad. It's $9.99 a month, and we'll go through it now. So at the top, I've just loaded up a kick. One like broken beat, 1/4/4. This is January. We'll go through. Distorted drum loops. So you will hear there is some still 4/4 techno stuff in there. Glitches, more soundscapey. Hat loops. Perk rhythms. These are good. I used one the other day, rolled the highs off and used it as a sub bass. Which one was it? I think it might have been this one. Let's roll it up. I think I was doing something like that. Anyway, synth lines. So I've been chopping them up a lot, and the whole idea was to try and get like some glitchy stuff to come out of little snippets of the audio. But then as you see with some of the perk rhythms that I have been trying to use them as rumbles or even sub layers. So it's going to be a bit loud. We'll turn it all down. So I found also they're cool for introductions and for small details in a track. So even just, dropping some bits and pieces up. Obviously I'm doing this pretty carefree, but just to demonstrate how the sounds can be used as quite snappy. So let's consolidate that. I'll group this to January. And we'll go new ones. Obviously, if you jump on and sign up, January and February won't be there. It'll be March still. And then April will come. And then June will come and go in future. Because it's monthly. But what I'm going to do is every 3 months, because if some people have jumped on late, I'll release it as its own standalone pack, like, the Q1, let's say. So if you did, don't freak out about not seeing previous ones there. So for Feb, and they change every week, it's not the same. So Feb I did drones. I did Nox for kick layering. Which are quite aggressive if we layer it with the kick on top. If we get in there. Let's shave this. I'll just run through them. I did make them as like transient. The whole idea is to have the whole envelope of the kick, but then you're able to shave it back down if you want to use it as a knock or as a kick layer. So you'll see they're quite full, but then I always other knocks as well. There was some breakbeat stuff. Which is a bit more sound design. Ableton fades, mate. Can't beat them. These snares are one shots, but I really fucked them up. So they can be used as sweeps, reverse sweeps, general effects. You'll see here, like that. You could just hit R and reverse. Did do sweeps as well. They're quite long as well, so you can. The good thing about sweeps, I do them, as you can see, I have 2 bars, right? So, the reason why, rather than just having like a short, the reason why I do that is because sometimes I like to get into the simpler splice mode, depending how long the loop is. So what I would do is, it's not long enough, right? So I duplicate it, Christmas tree it, or window it, whatever you want to call it. Drag it in there, so I can get me, if it's not long enough, I'll do it again. So I'll get me more splice points. So then if I sequence it with something, even arpeggiator, but we'll use Sec8, standard Ableton. Hit random. It can shift around the sample. But then within that, you've got transpose. You can turn on the MS-20 filter here and drive it. You know, and every time you hit random on Sec8, I'm getting distracted. But that's one way I like to use the sweeps. Then we have also snares, knocks, drones. Yeah, some of the drones. I like to personally auto pan the drones, and then like wash it out with some reverb, automate a filter on it, and sort of bring it in and out of a introduction or even a breakdown, just to really texture the track. Let's go breakbeat. It's not always going to work live. You can hear that auto pan through the drone. And what I love doing with drones is we can just pitch up or down. Take it somewhere else straight away. You know, each new semitone position can be used. Same with the sweep, really. Just pitched it up. You can make it really. You can make it really drony and sound designy, you know. And last month was March. April I haven't uploaded yet. March I went through bass hits, distorted scapes, Let's go through that. Oh, and the low perk loops are good. They're not typical, just offbeat. It does have a tempo there, 150, so let's talk it up. Some low end perks. Some Vox stabs. Homemade, mate. Mickey knocks on the mic. So Reese. Some real fat ones in there. There's a good in simpler. Side chaining to the kicks good. So let's turn the low perk off. We could side chain to that top kick even though it's a bit heavy. But let's do it anyway. Because that's how I like to use the space. So you can hear there's more in there. Bass hits. I actually used one of these the other day as an offbeat bass on a 4/4. As you can see, you can really shorten the loop of the. I think it was something like this. Obviously, fade that click off. We go 4/4. Then obviously you could consolidate that. Keep that envelope running. But yeah, the resole was side chaining a lot. Let's consolidate this, keep this loop up. Distorted shapes. These are good to just pull little hints out of. So like, see this here? I personally like that type of sound. Didn't like that there. So like, let's say out of that loop, I'll just fuck with this. It's loud. To be honest, all these can be used as sweeps. Sweep. As it impacts the other way. You know, some distortion, EQ, reverb, impact done. Ableton fades. I might do a video on them because they're so fucking important. I use them every day. You know, to have the control of just manipulating the audio on the fly without automating an auto filter or an LFO or something. And it really contributes to your mixdown too. What do I mean by that? I won't go into it now because I'll carry on. But sometimes when like a lot of producers are sample based, if they like chop up the audio then consolidate it, you'll see like, not in this scenario, but there'll be little, you'd see if we rendered it wrong. Let's do this right. This is just an example. This hasn't happened here. But let's say when you're consolidating, what happened there? Here we go. This can go here. When you're consolidating, does that work? Yeah, you'll notice in audio, you might see these little pops and clicks that come up because where you've chopped the audio, there's a transient overlay or something like that. And it used to catch me out a little bit back in the day when I wasn't conscious of it, and I'd try to mix down a track and I'd hear all these pops or see these little things in the stems that I'd printed. And that's where the fades are so important, because you can just fuck them off, get rid of them, delete them, or shape them if it's not sitting perfect. I'll do a video on that separate. But so yeah, sweep that way, impact the other way. But yeah, so that's pretty much an insight to my monthly samples and how I go about it. So every month I do 50 new ones, like different headings, different styles that you saw there. They're not always the same. It's not like every week, every month there's new kick drums, new snares, new hats. I try and change it up. And what I'll start doing is I'll start doing a poll in my producer group on Instagram. I've got the producer channel there where I'll do a poll. So you guys can pretty much tell me what you want and I can put it in there. Or you can just DM me. So yeah, hit like, hit subscribe. Thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you next week. Ciao.